of Silence characters. Alex Mercer, 34. A successful architect living in Chicago. Sharp, driven, but emotionally closed off. He hasn't spoken to his father in 12 years. Beneath his polished exterior lives a wounded boy who still waits for an apology that never came. Frank Mercer, 67. Alex's father. A retired factory machinist with calloused hands and a quieter voice. He loved through action, not words. Fixing cars, paying bills, showing up at 3 a.m. But he never learned to say, I love you. I'm proud of you. Elena Mercer, 65. The mother. The bridge between two stubborn men who forgot how to cross. She carries the weight of both their silences. Part 1. The funeral that wasn't sad enough. The rain came down in sheets the day they buried Frank Mercer. Alex stood under a black umbrella, his charcoal suit immaculate, his face a mask of polite detachment. Beside him, his mother Elena wept into a crumpled tissue. Behind them, a handful of old neighbors and factory workers murmured condolences. Alex felt nothing. Or rather, he felt the familiar hollow ache he'd carried since he was 15 years old. The year he stopped believing his father would ever choose him. We should go, Alex said, touching his mother's elbow. His voice was gentle but distant, like a doctor delivering routine news. Elena looked up at him, her red-rimmed eyes searching his face. He loved you, you know, in his own way. Alex's jaw tightened. I know, Ma. But he didn't believe it. Not really. Not after everything. Part 2. The Boy Who Waited flashback. 1998. Alex is 12 years old. The Little League Championship game. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, bases loaded. Alex stepped up to the plate, his heart slamming against his ribs. He scanned the bleachers for the one face he needed. Frank's seat was empty. Again. Alex struck out. His team lost. And when he walked off the field, tears burning behind his eyes, his mother wrapped him in a hug and whispered, Your father wanted to come. He had the night shift. He always has the night shift, Alex spat. Flashback 2002. Alex is 16. The school play. Alex had the lead role, Hamlet. He'd rehearsed for months, his first real passion. The auditorium was packed. Parents held flowers. Cameras flashed. Frank didn't come. Later that night, Alex found his father in the garage, shirt soaked with grease, working on a neighbor's old pickup. Extra money, Frank grunted without looking up. Bills don't pay themselves. Your son was on a stage tonight, Alex said, his voice cracking. Frank wiped his hands on a rag. I'm proud of you, boy. But this is real life. This puts food on the table. Alex laughed, a bitter, ugly sound. You've never once said you're proud of me. Not once. Frank opened his mouth, then closed it. The silence stretched like a wound. That was the night Alex decided. He doesn't love me. He never did. Part 3. The Estrangement. At 18, Alex left for college on a full scholarship. He never came back for holidays. He sent his mother birthday cards but never asked about Frank. When Elena called, she learned to stop saying, Your father misses you. Because Frank never said he missed him. Not once. Years passed. Alex built a life, a corner office, a penthouse, a fiancée who left because you don't know how to let anyone in. He told himself he was fine. He told himself he didn't need a father who'd chosen overtime shifts over baseball games. Grease-stained rags over standing ovations. Then 6 months ago, Elena called. Your father has stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He won't see Christmas. Alex flew home. He sat by Frank's hospital bed for 3 days. They watched baseball on a static-filled TV. Frank tried twice to speak, but Alex cut him off both times. Not cruelly, but with the cold efficiency of someone protecting a scar that never healed. You should rest, Dad. Frank died on a Tuesday morning. Alex was at the airport, boarding a flight back to Chicago. He didn't make it in time. Part 4. The Box Now. Standing in his childhood bedroom after the funeral, Alex found a cardboard box on his old desk, his mother's handwriting on a sticky note. He wanted you to have these. Inside were letters, dozens of them, dated over 12 years. Alex pulled one at random. June 3rd, 2005. Alex, I know you don't answer my calls. I don't blame you. I just wanted you to know. I drove past your college today, saw the architecture building, walked around the model you built, the one your mother showed me in the newsletter. It's beautiful, son. You have a gift I never understood how to encourage. I'm sorry I wasn't there for the play. I'm sorry for all of it. Dad, another letter, then another. August 12th, 2010. You got engaged today, Elena told me. I sat in my truck outside your office for an hour just to be close. I wanted to come inside and shake your hand. Tell you she's lucky. Tell you I love you. But I didn't know how. I never knew how. So I drove home. And I wrote this instead. Forgive me. Alex's hands were shaking now. He grabbed another. January 19th, 2018. I'm not sick. Not yet. But I'm getting old, son. And the only thing I regret in this life is the silence between us. I missed your championship game because I was working double shifts to pay for your asthma medication. Remember how sick you used to get? The doctor said you'd grow out of it. You did. But that winter, the winter of '98, you almost stopped breathing twice. I couldn't lose you, so I worked. I worked so I wouldn't have to bury you. I missed your play because the factory threatened layoffs. I couldn't lose our house. I thought you'd understand when you were older, that you'd see I was doing it for us, for you. But you didn't see, and that's my fault, because I never told you. I'm sorry, Alex. I'm so sorry. The last letter was dated 3 weeks before Frank died. The handwriting was shaky, barely legible. Son, if you're reading this, I'm gone. I want you to know, the day you were born, I held you in my arms and promised God I'd give you everything. I didn't know that everything would mean my presence. I thought it meant security, a roof, food, medicine. I was wrong. You needed me, not my paycheck. And I failed you, but I never stopped loving you. Not 1 second of one day. Every empty seat at every game, I was there. In my heart, I was always there. Live a good life, Alex. Be better than me. Tell the people you love that you love them. Don't let the silence win. D. Part 5. The breaking Alex sat on his childhood bed, surrounded by 12 years of unsent confessions, and wept. Not the quiet, controlled tears of a funeral. These were ugly, heaving sobs that tore out of his chest like something alive. He pressed his father's last letter to his face and breathed in the faint smell of old paper and grief. He did love me, Alex thought. He loved me so much he worked himself to death, and I hated him for it. The misunderstanding had been a fortress, brick by brick, each absence a stone. But the fortress was built on a lie. Not Frank's lie, but the one Alex had told himself. If he loved me, he would have been there. Frank had been there, just not in the way a 12-year-old boy could see. Elena found him an hour later, still crying, the letters scattered across the floor like fallen leaves. She sat beside him and took his hand. He wanted to tell you, she said softly, but every time he tried, you'd change the subject or leave the room. He thought you hated him too much to hear it. I didn't hate him, Alex whispered. I just wanted him to fight for me, to show up and say, I'm here, son. I love you. He showed up every day, Alex, just in different clothes. Epilogue. The bridge. 6 months later, Alex stood in his father's garage. The grease-stained rags were still there. The old pickup, now restored, sat under a dusty tarp. On the workbench, Alex found a photograph. Himself at 12, in his baseball uniform, swinging a bat. The photo was creased from being folded and unfolded 1,000 times. On the back, in Frank's handwriting, my boy, my greatest pride. I hope he forgives me someday. Alex framed the photograph. He hung it in his Chicago office where clients asked, Your son? No, Alex would say. Me, and my father's love, the kind I was too blind to see. He called his mother every Sunday. He told her he loved her at the end of every call. And every night, before he fell asleep, he whispered into the dark, I forgive you, Dad, and I'm sorry too. The silence between them finally broke, but only on one side of the grave. The end. Don't forget to like and subscribe this channel.